What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Address Your Stress podcast, where we help you face some of life's biggest stressors. And today, what we're talking about is the life vest. You see, I was doing some traveling recently, and it reminded me of, the life vest video that we all kind of just ignore, and we just keep on, doing what we do, whether we're watching a movie or looking at a phone, all this good stuff. But here's the thing. It made me think about how people apply the life vest in real life. Because for those of you who have flown, you know the video where it says, when the thing drops or the life vest puts on, make sure you secure yours first before you help another individuals. And a lot of people kind of scoff at that idea because, especially if they're traveling with their child, because why would I, not make sure that my child is okay before I make sure that I'm okay. Like, that doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense, because in that frame of mind, you're putting, your child first, or you're putting your spouse first. You're putting, the people around you first, and make sure that they're good before you're good. But here's the thing. When you do that, you take a chance to end up dead. Like, you take the chance of you losing air mid tying, yourself, mid fitting the mask over and now y'all both out of luck. And so a lot of people walk around with life like that. They walk around with, their job. They walk around their relationships. They walk around their families, pouring into other people, like giving people money, giving people their time, giving people their energy. Like, there are so many different things that we do, but we don't do those same things for ourselves. Much less do it first. Some people just aren't even doing it at all. You see what I'm saying? Like, making sure, let's make this relevant. You would make sure that your child is fed. You would make sure that your child gets to bed on time. You would make sure that your child's grades are top notch. You make sure that their assignments are turned in. You make sure you met with parent teacher conferences. You do, all those things. But you don't want to eat right. You don't want to work out. You don't want to make sure that your ducks are in a row for your work. You wouldn't make sure that your entrepreneur endeavors are pursued. You don't want to make sure that your relationship with your parents are straight. You want to make sure that your life vest is secure. You want to make sure that your air supply is sound, because when it's not, it affects everybody around you as well, especially the people that are below you, the people that are depending on you, not the people below you, but you know what I mean? The people that are directly depending on you. You have to make sure that you do what you do to secure you. You have to make sure that the things that I need to restore myself and keep myself healthy, whether it's going to the doctor, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's taking my vitamins, taking my supplements, drinking smoothies, you have to make sure that you're good as well before you do that. Because what happens when we don't? What happens when we're pouring into people who really need it, but we're operating on fumes? I'll tell you from firsthand experience, when I have not had something to eat and I got 3 more clients to go, I promise you, I'm not thinking about nothing but what I'm finna eat. I'm not being emotionally and positively, empathetic. I'm not sitting here thinking about, you and working through your trauma. I'm thinking about, when is this session gonna be over so I can get something to eat, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make sure you good. You got to make sure that you're in you got what you need to do that, because come on now. You can't drive the car and not put gas in it. You can't expect to take little Timmy, little Jesse, little stuff and stuff, but you haven't made sure that you got enough sleep, that you got everything that you need. You have to secure yourself. Pour into yourself. Get enough sleep. Get enough to eat. Take that shower. Some of y'all ain't, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a non-judgmental podcast. It's supposed to be a safe place, and it is. But I want to petition you to make sure that you take care of yourself, secure yourself. And you know what? You can also tailor this into other areas as well. Not just yourself, but also, your partnership, your marriage, your you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know what I'm saying. Let me make it layman's term for you. You probably have been focusing on the kid. You've been focusing on your nephew. You've been focusing on the younger people in your family who need your help, but you haven't made sure that your marriage is stable. And when those kids go, your marriage is looking like a shriveled up prune because you haven't poured into it. You haven't gone on date night in years. You haven't taken a vacation in a decade. You're not doing the things that you need to do to tighten up your marriage and make sure that you both are in the best space so that you can be the best parent that you can be. Some of y'all are really living like that, but I want to implore you today to fix it. Or start the process, start the conversation, start doing things for yourself that you need so that before you pour into other people, especially those of you who have professions like that, those of you who are social workers, those of you who are lawyers, those of you who are therapists like myself, those of you who are teachers, those of you who really spend a lot of time, at least 40 hours on the clock, pouring into people, giving to people, really uplifting those people. You got to do the same for yourself. So you know what, if that means you got to schedule, a therapy session, do what you got to do. If that means you got to say, you know what, I'm going to wake up early in the morning. I'm going to go to sleep early so I can wake up early, and I'm going to just pray. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to listen to my music. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure I'm good before everybody else in the house wakes up. Do what it is that you need to do to secure your life vest before you secure somebody else's. Because when you don't, it just ends up hurting everybody. With that being said, thanks you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this week's episode, share it with somebody who you think could benefit from it as well. And if you want to support the show, please subscribe wherever you are watching or listening to this and leave us a 5-star review. I'll see you soon.